Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to week 2 of our English 410 class. Hopefully the first week went well for you as you got your feet underneath you, figured out how our Canvas class is set up, and hopefully got kind of a picture of how you want to budget and plan your time so that you can be successful in this course. The course is a challenging course. It's a 400 level class, so be prepared to invest time and effort in the class as we continue to move forward. You've all done just a fabulous job. Week 1, I couldn't be more pleased. So let's continue that really positive momentum throughout the coming weeks. Every Monday, I'll post an orientation video like this so that you can see what's coming, where helpful resources are located, and get a little bit of background, maybe some context on some of the major assignments that you'll be required to complete during the week. So I'll try and keep these short because I know all of our time is very valuable. We're juggling lots of things. I want to respect your time and make sure that you're not spending it all watching me chat at you when you could be working on assignments. So we'll try and keep these short, under 10 minutes, ideally most of the time, unless it's a very particularly challenging or detailed week. But most of the time they will be under 10 minutes. So you can plan on that every Monday morning, quick little orientation video to really get your feet under you as we begin our week together. So if we take a look at the calendar function in Canvas, you will see that I've got guidance, suggestions for how to use your time, and places that show you where things are due. So in week 2, we are going to be working on a crisis solution memorandum and letter. And so we're going to be breaking this down into 2 different pieces during the week. So you're going to have 2 discussion boards where we are going to take parts of the major activity and practice them together. And then you will compile all that stuff that you worked on in those discussion boards, edit it, tweak it, make it even better, and then that's going to be what you turn in on Sunday night as a part of your crisis solution and memorandum letter. So when you look at the assignment, it may look really big, but know that we're trying to cut things into smaller, more manageable, bite-sized pieces and get some help with them as we compose our work so that when we get to Sunday and those deadlines, it's something that feels much more doable. Our goals are much more attainable because we've had that practice and support throughout the process. So this week we are going to be breaking down the idea of a crisis solution memorandum and then, of course, the letter format. These are 2 very popular writing styles in the business world. They're not going anywhere. You know, like memos have been around for forever. They started as little pieces of paper that you just filled in the blanks, and now they're the whole new electronic form and very stylistic heavy. Letters have a little bit more leeway, but also very stylistically heavy. So we want to make sure that we've got all of our formatting and template tools so that we know how to create these kind of documents that would be appropriate for a business workplace. So if we take a look at the first discussion, the cool thing about this calendar is you can just click on it and then click on the name of the assignment and it takes you right to the assignment, which is amazing. You're welcome. So for this discussion, you are going to start creating a strategy memorandum. There are 2 case studies you can choose from. You can spin the wheel if you want, or you can just pick which one is more interesting to you. It's fine either way. The wheel was just kind of fun. So the first case is about Odwalla. They had some issues with their juice. They had to do a recall and all of that. So they had to release a strategy memorandum, how they were going to address those issues as a company. The second one was Taco Bell. They had an issue with some shells, like taco shell products that went to grocery stores. And so they once again had to do a recall and had to write a strategy memorandum addressing those issues within the company. So the memo is much more company specific. When we get to the letter, that's going to be much more customer specific. So you are going to read through the Odwalla and the Taco Bell case, decide which one you want to use, or spin the wheel. That's fun. And then step 2, you are going to create one of these components as a part of this discussion board. When you get to the final assignment on Sunday, you will be creating all the components of a memo. But for this discussion board, you just have to create one component. So you'd click on it to spin. It's very exciting. Look at it go around. Woohoo! So in this case, I would do the recommendations approach to solving the problem piece of the memo. And as you scroll down here, you will see the sample memo, and you will see where the different pieces fall. So once you spin the wheel, find the one that applies to you. In this case, this is the portion. This is the portion I would need to complete for the discussion board. So this lets me dig into the case. It lets me come up with some solutions, and gives me some opportunities to practice before I will need to create the entire memo on Sunday. Because this is a discussion board, you can also look at the work of your peers to get inspiration and ideas. Of course, the final product should all be your own individual work, words, and ideas, but being able to see how other people have approached this problem can sometimes be really beneficial. So that's why we've got that as an opportunity for us. So we're going to be working on this crisis memorandum this week. That's going to be due on Wednesday. And then you're going to be working on building the letter portion of it on Friday. And once again, you can click in this discussion board. We're going to be working with the same two cases, Odwalla and Taco Bell. So it might be easiest to just stay consistent, right? Do your memo and your letter on one of these cases. If you wish to diversify, totally feel free. But in terms of using your time wisely and well, and just making sure that you're not overexerting yourself unnecessarily, it might be easier to just pick the same case. So I've got below here for you a generic business letter. You will want to follow this format as you write your own business letter. And on Sunday, you will have a complete business letter that you need to write. So on Sunday, it's a complete memo and a complete business letter following the templates I provided for you in these discussion board assignments. For the discussion board, though, once again, you don't have to do the entirety of the assignment. You're just going to be doing a piece of the assignment. So just like with the memo, you're going to spin the wheel. It's going to tell you which piece you're going to do. So in this case, you would be doing paragraph 2, which is a portion of the body of the letter. And so if you want to roll up here, paragraph 2 is going to describe your company's response, what 2 or 3 steps you'll take to solve the problem, and identify 1 or 2 follow-up tasks to be done by you, your company, and or the reader. So you're going to write a little paragraph, carefully proofread and edited, of course, that describes how you would address one of the issues, whether with the Odwalla juice recall or the Taco Bell taco shell recall. And as you take a look at this letter, you'll notice that this one is much more oriented toward a customer, as opposed to the memo, which is much more oriented toward people within the company. So it's important to pay attention to your audience as you're writing as well. A letter to a customer is going to be much more approachable and friendly in tone, whereas a memo is much more business-like, because in the letter, we're trying to retain these customers, right? If we had to recall a whole bunch of juice and it was inconvenient for the customer, we want to make sure that we are responsive to that inconvenience and that we are trying to retain them as a customer. We don't want to lose this contract. And so the letter is much more conciliatory in nature as opposed to the memo, which is much more business, detail specific kind of stuff. So those are the major assignments for this week. You're going to be building pieces of the memo and pieces of the letter this week, and then you are going to be creating the crisis solution memorandum and letter in their entirety on Sunday. So yay, that's what we're doing. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. There are some resources for you in the modules tab, as well as more details in the instructions themselves. So feel free to read through, not feel free, please do read through all of these instructions very carefully, and then you can go into the modules to see some samples. We've got a recorded lecture here for the memo, and then for the letter itself, and then some templates to help you be successful as well. So lots of resources here for you. Please take advantage of them. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing how these memos and letters come together this week.